What's up guys, Billy here today bringing you guys another video. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Apple event coming up in around 2 hours where they are expected to refresh some of their computers, the main event being the MacBook Pro. Now this event had been rumored for a while now, and just recently Apple has come out and confirmed that they are in fact holding an event. Many people think that they've been spending too much time on their mobile devices like their iPads and their iPhones and really not giving enough love to their computer side of things, which I'm in total agreement with. A lot of their computers haven't seen a formal refresh in a while. So now that we have all of that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about what Apple's expected to release in this event. Starting off first is the MacBook Pro. I think that this is going to be their biggest refresh of the year. The MacBook Pro hasn't seen a refresh since around 2012. Ever since then, they've only really changed the internals, but the actual body itself has been the same. Now, this year, they're expected to add a magic toolbar along the top, replacing the F keys. This has been rumored for a couple of weeks now, and there's been some leaked pictures here and there going across the internet. But just recently, about a day or so ago, Apple themselves actually accidentally released this photo right here you guys are seeing. It confirms that in the top right corner, we're going to have a Touch ID used for Apple Pay and unlocking your computer, and then the magic toolbar going across the top will change depending on what app you're in. A few other notable changes from just looking at this picture is, first of all, the thinner bezels along the screen, immersing you more in the content that you're viewing. The thinner bezels will definitely look a lot better on this computer. The next thing that we're going to look at is the speaker grills along the side of the computer. Now, the 15-inch MacBook Pro does have these speaker grills, but if this is the 13-inch model that they're showcasing in this image, then it looks like the speaker grills will be coming to the 13-inch as well as staying in the 15-inch. The next thing that you can look at is the redesigned hinge. I'm not really sure what benefit this will prove, but I think that in the end it's going to be a little bit more of a sturdy display, so it won't be flopping back and forth. A few other rumors that I've seen floating on the internet are, first of all, that the MacBook Pros are going to be a bit thinner. The MacBook Pros are already pretty thin. Any more thin, I think that it's going to be getting into MacBook Air territory. But the other thing is going to be the butterfly keys. Now, butterfly keys give you less travel when you click them, but they're in the MacBook as the MacBook is super thin. So they're going to have to sacrifice that tactile feedback that you have in order to make the MacBook Pro thinner. In my opinion, I've typed on the MacBook before, the thin one, and I really don't think that it's that much of a problem. The butterfly keys actually feel pretty nice on the fingers to me. That pretty much wraps up what the MacBook Pro is going to see as far as a refresh. Just to recap, it's going to see a magic toolbar, it's going to see thinner bezels, it's going to see speaker grills along the sides for 13 and 15-inch MacBook Pros, it's going to see a thinner body overall, as well as butterfly keys. Now moving on to Apple's other laptops, they have the MacBook and the MacBook Air. I think that this year, personally, they're going to discontinue the MacBook Air. There's no reason to have the Air and the MacBook. What's the purpose of having the MacBook Air around when you have a laptop that's thinner? The whole purpose of the MacBook Air was to see how thin that was, and now since they came out with a brand new thin laptop, I think that the MacBook Air is going to go ahead and be discontinued. Now, as far as the MacBook, I've seen rumors that they're going to bump the size up to a 13-inch rather than a 12-inch. I don't think that they'll keep a 12 and 13-inch. There's just no real difference between the 12 and 13-inch for people to decide, and I think that, paying $100 more for an extra inch definitely won't float people's boats. So what they're going to end up doing is getting rid of the 12-inch and making it a 13-inch MacBook. Moving away from Apple's laptop lineups, let's discuss a little bit about the iMac, the Mac Mini, and the Mac Pro. Now, the Mac Pro is something that hasn't been refreshed since its release date in 2013. Many people are pretty pissed off about this. I think that Apple would be wise to come out and revamp this, but I think that by now we would hear some rumors and some speculation of them actually upgrading this thing. So I think that as for the Mac Pro, the iMac, and the Mac Mini, they're not going to see a refresh in this event. Sadly, I think that it's wrong of Apple to not go ahead and upgrade these, especially the Mac Pro, the supercomputer that it once was and once was claimed to be. Now is kind of collecting dust and is old and can definitely use a revamp. Now, taking a step back after thinking about everything that I've talked about in this video, as well as the things that have been rumored around the internet, the only changes that we're really expected to see are the MacBook Pro getting a refresh, the MacBook Air being discontinued, and the MacBook being bumped up to a 13-inch size. But in my head, this really doesn't add up. I don't think that Apple's going to come out with an event only to really announce 3 things. So I think that there's something that has been hidden from us, something that we haven't even seen, and something that hasn't even been in the rumors. I think that a Mac Pro is definitely on the radar, while the iMac and the Mac Mini are not as much. So that about wraps it up for this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this new Apple event. Let me know what you guys think they're going to come out with and what they're going to be refreshing. Stay tuned tomorrow, as once this event is all said and done, I'll be releasing another video talking about what Apple has released. But anyway, again, if you guys enjoyed, definitely like and subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.